Get my 6. Guys, you notice how the skies are kind of clear and sunny over there? But as we do a 180 and we look back to the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch forest in the woods behind my home, it looks as if the skies are very ominous. Go back and listen if you missed that tree knock. People have often asked, what in the world is back there on the other side of those woods? Has anybody in neighboring properties ever seen or experienced anything strange back there like we see in your videos? Guys, you're in for a treat today. I'm taking you on a run. I'm gonna stop recording for just more knocks. We're going back there. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna run to the back part of the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch forest, which is about 2.5 miles away by way of the road. So it's going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes to get back there. Then I'm going to stop and we're going to walk and we're going to record. And we're going to see just what may or may not be back there in that ominous looking patch of forest. And I'm going to make a major announcement about Bigfoot Sasquatch. Wow, we may potentially be followed by Bigfoot Sasquatch. Stay tuned. Thought I heard a howl. Guys, get my 6. I heard another one. I'm gonna walk slowly. It's gonna be somewhat challenging because I just ran. I didn't run the whole way back. I'm not directly behind that property, my property. I'm on the side. We're gonna try to do like a 360 full perimeter, or perimeter, outer perimeter. So I've gone about a mile and I'm on, let's see, I'm on the south side of my property. I'm on a state road. I have every right to be here, but I want to point out that all the property off from both sides of the road is private property. So if we see or hear anything, we will not be running out into the woods for a close-up. Listen, people always talk about what kind of equipment should I get if I want to be a potential Bigfoot Sasquatch researcher. And again, I like to use the word researcher, not hunter, because we don't hunt these things. We research them. And of course, you know, I tell you, you got to get your construction paper, you got to make your cutouts, get your circles for the definites. If it's in a circle, that's what it is. If it's a rectangle, it's potentially. It rained last night, and a bunch of rain just fell off of some treetops, and there was no wind. Something may or may not be moving around in the trees. Did you hear that? Sounds like it's directly on the north or west side of my property, due back. We're going to make our way around there, but listen, what I want to point out, forget about what colors to make the construction paper, forget about all these things. Number 1, do not trespass, okay? Get my 6 right here. Yeah, we might have a peeker here. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jog around on the back side of the property. Okay, don't trespass. Do not go on private property. If it's a state route, walk it, run it, jog it, cycle it, drive it, but don't trespass. I think I've got this howl pinpointed. I'll be right back with you. I'm gonna make that massive Bigfoot Sasquatch announcement, I think, while we are being at least watched, potentially, by Bigfoot Sasquatch. Okay guys, we are on the complete backside of our property. If you were to draw a straight line back from where we started, I'm doing my best to hold the phone steady, but I just had to run about another 1.25 miles to get here. And the canopy opened up for quite a ways, so I had the sun on me. And is that a massive X? Oh yeah. This is around where I have specifically and almost exactly pinpointed those howls we were hearing. If you remember, if you go back and listen, sounded like it was distant, very distant, and then the second howl was closer, and that third howl was almost right upon us. So it's almost as if they're coming to us as we're going to them. Oh gosh, let me... I'm trying to hold the phone, but I run over 2 miles so far. Okay, so what's this major potential Bigfoot Sasquatch announcement? Here we're having that phenomenon again. There is no breeze. Well, there is now. There's like a wind just like right here. And look at this. It's raining around me, but nowhere else. This is like one big paranormal portal where weird stuff just happens. We get close to these waterways. There's a stream here, and then just this strange weather event happens. We are directly on the backside of my property. I'd have to trespass to get to it, and I'm not going to do that. If you missed the live feed the other night, you missed the part that you definitely don't want to do that in the South. We're in Virginia. If you are not explicitly invited, I should have drank more water before I came running. I always drink water after, but I felt lightheaded for a second, just like for a flash. What was I talking about? It's weird out here. Keep getting my 6. It's like something just happened here, but I don't know what it was. So here's the announcement. I have completed, I have finished, I have gone through 5 drafts, and I have published my new book. It's called Bigfoot Sasquatch Files, Volume 1. And it's called Volume 1 because there will be a Volume 2, etc., etc. Keep getting my 6. It's available on Amazon. I will put the link in the description. Oh. Guys, I got out of there. I had to take off. I'm now on what would be the due north side of our property. I've gone up the road. I'm doing a loop. There's so many loops out here, and if you live in the country, you know this. You just got to know the roads. That's why it's so easy for folks who aren't from these areas to get lost. They go out there and they're like, I don't get it. I've only been driving for 10 minutes, but I seem like I'm so far away. It's because you don't know the loops. Get all these little state routes, county routes. So anyway, I don't know what was going on back there, but I felt like I was going to pass out, like so lightheaded, and I don't think it's from the run. I mean, I'm not like... I watched a video I made the other day, or yesterday, I think, of going to the grave, and if you know what was that? Guys, keep getting my 6. So anyway, my first response to that video was, OMG, I've got man boobs. I was like, honey, told my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Ghillie Girl, who, by the way, has been ultra successful on her new channel, Life with Dearly, and that's only because of you folks that's gone over there, subscribes and likes, as she says, and watch her videos. She's so super excited about that, so thanks for doing that. It's called Life with Dearly. So I was like, honey, look at this. I'm like, I got, these things I never thought I'd have. And she's like, no, your backpack's too tight. It's just the straps. I was like, well, I haven't adjusted the straps, but I guess I haven't been hiking up there in the mountain above the lair of the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch where that grave was for several months. I'm like, honey, your cooking is just too wonderful. I blamed her. I've got to look for somebody to blame other than myself, right? The American way. It's my wife's fault that her cooking is so good, and I just can't stop eating it because it tastes so good, so I put on weight. It's not my fault, for reducing my level of physical activity while increasing my caloric intake. That's not my fault. That's got to be someone else's fault. You know I'm kidding, guys. Okay. Between the run and the sun and whatever happened back there, I probably sound like a goofball, but again, okay, back to the announcement. Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1 is published. Get my 6. It's on Amazon. Putting the link in the description of this video. Putting the link to all my books on Amazon. It'll take you to my author's page. Now, I wanted to say this. I'm going to say this as we traverse this north side of my property here. The property that borders my property out there in the woods somewhere. I keep getting my 6. See if we're being followed. It's so amazing. You kind of do things sometimes. I'm the kind of guy, and I know a lot of you guys and girls watching this video are the same way. If somebody tells you not to do something that doesn't harm others, it's perfectly legal, it's something you just want to do, but for some reason they're like a negative Nelly type. It's not their thing, so they're like, why would you do that? That's stupid. I'll do it, just kind of almost out of spite. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, I want to thank the haters for this book, Bigfoot Sasquatch Files, coming into existence. And it's the lovers, the supporters that actually make it worth it. Here's what I'm talking about. I remember about, I don't know, a year or so ago, getting an email from YouTube saying, hey, congratulations, you've hit like 100,000 subscribers or something. You can now sell t-shirts or merch on your channel or something. I'm like, well, that's something I thought I'd just never do. And I read it and it was like, it's so easy. Upload a picture. This company called Teespring will do the rest. You sit back and get paid. And I'm like, that's like one of those things that's like, sounds too good to be true. So it probably isn't. Well, I did it. I submitted some pictures. It's like Bigfoot Sasquatch always has my 6. A lot of you bought those t-shirts. I remember being shocked when people actually started buying the t-shirts. But even past that, I remember all the haters like, oh my God, you're actually selling merch now? What a sellout. I just lost all respect for you. Unsubscribe. Typical negative Nelly type commenters. So that encouraged me. Watch that back there. That encouraged me to make even more designs and offer even more merch. And it's amazing, it had even more success. So a lot of our supporters, a lot of you watching this video, if you're not in this group, you're not watching anymore because you probably stopped coming in the first place. But they're like, look, we know you're a writer. You've written some really awesome books. You should write books on Bigfoot, Sasquatch. And I never intended to do that. That's not why I got into this. I only started doing this, as it says in the book, in the very first story of the book, called We Never Asked for This Nightmare. And a lot of this stuff you've seen in the videos. Did something just run through that small clearing? Let's stand here for a second. Some of the stories you've heard, or you've at least heard parts of, I was able to add in this book the parts of the story that I have to take out due to restrictions of social media. Oh, it's good. I held nothing back. And I've got to warn you, I don't say any bad words in my videos because I just don't like to talk like that. I just don't. But I do say I drop some F-bombs in the book. So you got to be forewarned about that. Because and I've forgotten how much I missed writing. I have been writing. I've been working on some other novels. But the thing I really love about writing is that it's raw. What's this? Okay, guys. I am safely back on my property. Thing is, though, now that I'm here, I'm not hearing any more knocks or howls, and thus far nothing's at me, but I'm hearing some sort of strange giggling off in the distance. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, that's the source of that giggling. Hey there, beautiful bride, Dearly, aka Giggly Girl.
Hello everybody.
What are you doing?
Just checking my babies.
Checking your babies?
Yep.
Who's your babies?
So many.
What are your babies?
Eggplant, bell pepper.
Oh, you're talking about vegetables in your garden?
Yeah. Hello everybody.
Have you seen your visitor?
No. When I went there, I kind of like do the big loop to avoid him.
Who's him?
What's his name?
What is him?
The big snake.
The big snake.
Yeah.
You only have one now?
Yeah. Oh no, we had two. Yeah, we had two. Remember 2 days ago?
Yeah, I remember very well.
Oh my God.
What is the other one? What's the second one?
Snake too.
Yeah, what kind? Do you remember?
Garden snake.
That was the first one. What was the second one?
The black snake.
The black snake.
Yeah.
It was
black
big,
snake.
no?
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. Was it? Why? Tell us why.
Because when I go out in the back porch and the snake is right there, and then Daniel told me, Mom, there's a snake.
Okay.
He's not scared.
Okay. So anyway, guys, I got to cool down. I'm going to keep walking. Hun, tell them. No. You don't have. I'm going to keep walking. You can keep watching your garden. I'm going to go up to the campground.
Okay.
Tell them about your channel.
You're so sweet.
Right here. Tell them. Don't tell me I know about it.
Hi guys. I hope you subscribe my YouTube channel, Life with Dearly.
All right.
It's all about my life.
I'll be back after I cool down. Say bye. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's do a recap. Daniel's our son. If you've watched this video long enough, you know this because you're one of our loyal, faithful subscribers who inspired. Actually, the haters inspire the book, but the supporters make it happen. The haters, I know they're gonna. OMG, you wrote a book about Bigfoot Sasquatch. I knew that's why you were doing these videos. Bye-bye. I don't care. The loyal, faithful folks who are not like that will enjoy it. The link's in the thing. Let's do a recap on this video. I'm gonna come up here. I want to stabilize this camera. I'm up here at the campground to get my 6. We're now where we started. So you'll remember very clearly at the beginning of the video, we heard knocks from way back in the woods, not even on my property, far back on neighboring properties. So we start going around, we run to the corner, one corner, we hear howls, very distant howls. We're hanging out there, the howls come closer to where they're almost right on top of us. So we run to the backside of the property, and I'm gonna give you a view of the woods. That's where it all starts, that's where it all happens. We start getting zapped like crazy. So get my 6. That last time, guys, next thing I know, I'm walking down the road carrying a cell phone. Remembered what was going on, and I decided not to even record again until I was safely back here to my property, which I am now. So this whole thing was about announcing the publication and the release of more knocks. I think they're telling us they enjoyed our journey as well. Let's go check it out. Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1, only the first of many. Haters gonna hate, and we're gonna continue to create. As always, thanks you for being with us here for the Potential Bigfoot PBS. Guys, I'm lightheaded from my run. I probably went 4.5 miles making that whole loop. What was that? PBSS. Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show.